today. From Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, this is Madden NFL 21. Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers taking on Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins.
From the host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Miami Dolphins. Here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins set to go now, and their veteran quarterback leading him onto the field. He's played a lot of places, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick's the kind of guy you want on your team in every situation, whether you want him to be your starter, whether you want him to bridge and help a rookie out like Tagovailoa. It doesn't matter. He can fit every spot you're looking for. He's in the second year of a 2-year deal, went 5-8 and 13 starts last year with 20 touchdown passes, and anytime he's on the field, there could be some Fitz magic.
On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down.
And the Dolphins.
Nice snag by Devontae Parker. While it took him 5 years in the league to have his first 1,000-yard season, he broke out in a big way. The former first-round pick had career highs across the board in 2019. In fact, his touchdown total for the year equaled his career total to date.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing Fitzpatrick. Open man, it's Preston Williams. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Preston Williams out of bounds at the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Nick Bosa in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Talk about a young man who's been living up to the hype. Nick Bosa, 9 sacks in the regular season in 2019, but really turned his game up for the postseason. Had 4 in their run to the Super Bowl with the 49ers. This guy plays with such passion, such strength, and a huge football IQ. Seems to understand where plays are going to go even before the ball is snapped.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. He'll dump this down to Matt Breda. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. The 49ers have Richie James back deep. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. First time we get to see the 49ers offense behind their quarterback. Now in his 7th season as a pro from Eastern Illinois, it's Jimmy Garoppolo.
There he is, the man known as Jimmy G, Jimmy Garoppolo, who I thought had a really nice year in 2019. So close to culminating with a Super Bowl title. Accurate with the football, completed nearly 70% of his passes, which was 4th best in the NFL. Nearly 4,000 yards through the air with a team that runs the ball with great efficiency. 27 touchdowns, but in the Super Bowl, didn't quite make the plays they needed down the stretch. But remember, some big wins last year at New Orleans, at Seattle in Week 17, 2 playoff wins. He's continuing to develop as one of the better ascending players in the league.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And now Garoppolo lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they've got it very deep in enemy territory. It's inside the 5 at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. From the gun, a run with Mostert. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brought down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Raheem Mostert averaged 5.6 yards per carry last year. That was 2nd in the NFL. So it's safe to say that it paid off that he patterned his work ethic after his hero Frank Gore, the former 49er. That's a guy who really shows you how to go out and get it done each and every day. Raheem Mostert patterned him and had a breakout season in 2019 with the 49ers.
Here we go. Let's go. 51
Garoppolo on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Trent Taylor there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Draw play, Garoppolo gives to Mostert. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Christian Wilkins in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Now, the Miami Dolphins, Week 4 lost to Seattle, but I'll tell you what, they hung tough against the Seattle Seahawks. If you're looking for moral victories, and Brian Flores probably doesn't want to hear that, but Seahawks now 4-0, ultimately too tough in the end. But the Dolphins, they hung in it the whole way with 17-15 midway through the 4th quarter. Russell Wilson, though, a couple of late touchdowns to polish off Miami. And Charles, what do you make right now of this Dolphins team at 1-3?
Exactly what you said about them. They hang tough, they play hard, they're well coached, they scrap like crazy, and if you give them an opening, they're good enough to beat you now. But you are exactly right about Coach Brian Flores. You know, he comes out of that New England, that Giants tree influence. There's always a popular statement around those crews. You know what they said? There are no medals for trying. So he's not taking any moral victories at all. He wants to start getting some wins. So let's see if they can start doing that at San Francisco, at Denver their next 2 weeks. Neither one of them will be easy. But if there's an opening available, this Dolphins team is good enough to take it.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Incomplete. Jimmy Ward there defensively.
Second and 10 now from the 27. To throw again, Fitzpatrick. And this is going to be incomplete.
Patrick's pass intended for Matt Breda. Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. They'll throw again, Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack.
And it's 4th down. That's the end of the 1st quarter.
We're scoreless after 1. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. James now to return it. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco 49ers, 2-2 on the year. They had road victories against both of the New York teams weeks 2 and 3, but they come home and fall to the Eagles on Sunday night 25-20. And Nick Mullins making his 3rd start with Garoppolo out. And there were some folks whispering quarterback controversy in the Bay Area. Another strong performance could have really maybe heated things up, but Mullins was not particularly sharp. Threw 2 ugly interceptions, CD, one of which was returned for a touchdown. So ultimately, Kyle Shanahan turned to C.J. Beathard.
Yeah, in the 4th quarter of that one, and before Nick Mullins got rolling with the 49ers, a few seasons ago, C.J. Beathard played a good portion of the season. So they know what they have in him. Mullins had beat out Beathard for the number 2 spot. But Kyle Shanahan, the head coach, he had quelled all of that talk before about is there a quarterback controversy. He said flat out before this ball game, this is Jimmy Garoppolo's team. Nick Mullins totally cemented that with his performance in this one. So when you look at it in total, it's a Niners team that dropped a game we didn't expect them to lose. They're home now for Miami week 5, and then home against the Rams.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Here we go. Hey, let's get that ball. Let's get that ball.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Kyle Van Noy. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They'll run the draw with Mostert. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
They'll run with a former Bear and Eagle. It's Jordan Howard. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Carry there by Jordan Howard. We all know he started his career in Chicago and was a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher. Spent 2019 in Philadelphia battling injuries. But when he's healthy, can be a flat-out workhorse and can break down defenses.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On first, they go right back to Howard. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
The tackle made at the 47.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Fitzpatrick throwing complete. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Dolphins.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant. That'll bring up second down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again. Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Fitzpatrick. And it's caught by Parker. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Fitzpatrick will hand this to Howard. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Here we go.
On first down, Garoppolo throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Raheem Mostert there, but it's going to be second down. And with that, let's look ahead to Week 5, Charles. Some of the big games coming up as we continue into October. Starts with a good one Thursday night, 3-1 Bucks, the 3-1 Chicago Bears. That's Brady versus Foles. I'm sure we'll hear plenty about that. And then Indianapolis at Cleveland, one of those teams, Charles, is going to be 4-1. What else do you have on the docket?
Yeah, well, don't forget Minnesota. They'll come up their first win. They go to Seattle, who's 4-0, and that's a Sunday nighter. And then the Chargers at New Orleans on Monday night. I think Justin Herbert having to face Tom Brady and Drew Brees in back-to-back weeks, not something you would dial up. But this kid seems up to the task. He's played well despite the fact the Chargers have struggled with their record.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. And it's player spotlight time. And we shine that spotlight on Ryan Fitzpatrick. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well. But the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Fitzpatrick on 1st down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, hey, you know what I want to do? Let's take a look at some of the leaders right now around the National Football League, because some impressive numbers. Although the Cowboys are struggling, Dak Prescott, almost 1,700 passing yards. He's on pace right now for better than 6,700. Russell Wilson, we know how well he's playing. 16 passing touchdowns. That's on a record pace. Rushing-wise, Dalvin Cook, 424 yards. He also leads the league with 6 touchdowns. Had a huge game against the Texans in Week 4. And then, yes, we have to talk receivers too, don't we, CD?
We certainly do. How about DeAndre Hopkins leads the league with 39 catches. A nice move for him to Arizona. In terms of yardage, you got 3 guys over 400 yards in a tight bunch. Stephon Diggs, DK Metcalf on top with 403. Amari Cooper just 2 yards back, and Hopkins just 6 yards back. So what we're finding is that offense is really going crazy here in the early going in the NFL. Take a look at the holding calls across the league, partner. They're way down. I think that's promoting offensive football.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that one will fall incomplete. Intended clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync. This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Intended for Jakeem Grant. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Final play of the half, Fitzpatrick. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been a defensive stalemate. No scoring in that first half whatsoever. But a breakthrough can't be too far off. And for the start of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? And this carries into the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
Here's Tevin Coleman, now in his 2nd year with the Niners. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Kyle Van Noy in on the stop.
1-yard gain.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah that time able to drop him for a loss.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. So a stop here defensively to start this third quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
What happened?
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on fourth down leads to 1st and 10. They hand it off to Mostert. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them? And do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Once again, it's Mostert. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and...
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
What a breakout season Raheem Mostert had in 2019, and now he's got a chance to be the lead back for his team. In fact, he spent time in the offseason bulking up, trying to get stronger to absorb the extra hits and be available for more snaps. He wants to be a guy who carries the ball from game 1 all the way through game 16 in the regular season.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Throwing now is Garoppolo. That's caught by his running back, Raheem Mostert. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. 2 yards and able to get the 1st down in the process.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. Samuel bringing in the slant. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And Deebo Samuel's another one of those young receivers that not only looks like a running back, but plays like one after the catch. And he had one of the best seasons among 2019's rookie receivers. Just over 800 yards receiving, but by the time the playoffs hit, he'd become WR1 for the 49ers. And now with the departure of Emmanuel Sanders, that should give him even more looks. Look for him to catch the ball downfield and also take it out of the backfield.
Garoppolo now. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Garoppolo finding Kendrick Bourne there as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? One of you get a lift, and if they get deflated a little bit.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Jakeem Grant now to return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Grant on the return. The Dolphins take over.
And it's player spotlight time, and we shine that spotlight on Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. First down, Fitzpatrick. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Throwing again on second down, Fitzpatrick. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
The Dolphin ball carrier.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They go with Howard again. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down.
Brings up fourth down. That's the end of the third quarter.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on for the 5th time here today. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. A 40-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. Off play action, he'll throw to start the drive. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Byron Jones. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Garoppolo's pass intercepted by the Dolphins.
A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Miami set to take over. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this 4th quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome. Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick looking for the end zone. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Fitzpatrick throwing the out route incomplete. That's Grant. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And this is 3rd down.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Fitzpatrick. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. And that's the rookie, Javon Kinlaw, who got in there to bring him down.
Well, in the short time this San Francisco organization has been configured the way that it is, you've seen their draft patterns. And when they traded DeForest Buckner to Indianapolis, many people were wondering what's going to happen to the interior of the defensive line. Well, they replaced him right away with Javon Kinlaw, the rookie out of South Carolina. And I expect him to make a big impact early as a rookie. Plays with great leverage. I love his hands and really good intensity each and every snap.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Jordan Howard unable to get to that imaginary yellow line. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. 49ers offense making its way back out there. This now a chance at the very least to burn some clock following that 4th down stop. Points would be ideal for some breathing room, no doubt, and really a field goal would be huge. That would make it a 2-score game. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking sideline, incomplete. Trent Taylor, the one he was looking for, but it'll be 2nd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line.
Holding offense.
We can't have that.
You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Mostert. And he'll be taken down at the 18. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
Xavier Howard with a good coverage that time as he was there and knocked it away. Here comes the 49ers punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A 40-yard punt, given 3 on the return.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. Brought in over the middle by Grant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
Complete to Matt Breda. Out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breda. And he's going to have this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Niners 35. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. So for Matt Breda, this is kind of an emotional game to be sure. He was signed as an undrafted free agent by these 49ers following the 2017 draft, and he had 3 good years for him. In fact, leading the Niners in rushing in 2018. Fitzpatrick gets this to Parker. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Devontae Parker. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Niners' 32-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw again on second down. Fitzpatrick. He'll find Parker again. Complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw. Flush to his right. He'll run it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
The Dolphins moving with a sense of urgency here. They'll look to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Yards to go.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. First things first here, they got to pick up the first down.
And remember, it is 4th down, so they've got to pick up a completion here. Otherwise, this one's over.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Here we go. Like 80. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Down to a knee goes Garoppolo, and that ought to do it.
Brandon, I can just tell you from experience, there's nothing like pitching a shutout on defense, but even more so when it's a tight game. I mean, when every defensive play is crucial and you don't give up any points, boy, they're going to feel awfully good about themselves after this one.
Yeah, exactly. The offense wasn't humming, but, hey, all they needed was you can't score 1 point. All they needed was 2 points. Well, you can't score 2 points on offense. All they needed was at least 3, and they got what they needed.
They got what they needed. Exactly right.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say, it's always fun to work on things if it didn't go well in your game with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaunt. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.